Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to yet another mod showcase, where today, we're going to be taking a look at a mod which has been recommended to me probably the most outside of maybe Gigastructural Engineering. This has been recommended so much ever since I mentioned I would be using mods on the channel. Today, we are taking a look at the Planet Modifiers mod. This adds a whole host of things to the game. Originally, I was actually going to do a full playthrough just with this mod and checking all the things out, but there is way too much to it, and honestly, some of it I really do feel like if you want to play with this mod, it would just be complete spoilers, because it's a lot of story-driven things. Loads of new events on different planets, we have loads of modifiers on planets, so each world is a lot more unique, and you have to choose your worlds for what jobs you want on them, and honestly, I adore that, absolutely adore that, along with wondrous worlds and loads of little events throughout, including the Precursor archaeology sites, which seem a lot of fun as well, adding loads of extra relics to the game. This essentially builds on what's already in the game and adds loads more to it. From what I've seen, it's gonna be really fun. I've done a very quick test just to make sure it works, and that's it. So in today's video, I'm only going to be playing maybe for the first 50 or so years, just to see what events happen there. That way it's not too spoilery, because there's no way I'm going to meet absolutely everything this mod has to offer. So how are we going to be checking this? Well, we are checking it with the Feather Fellas, if I can actually say the name without stammering there. Naturally, the phone would go there mid-sentence. So, the Empire we're going to be using is this, the Feather Fellas. This is the Empire, and it's all about one specific goal, expanding as fast as possible, having loads of growth from immigration, and just making sure we find absolutely everything we can. It's honestly a really weird Empire type I would normally not put together, but all of these ethics are needed for the civics I want to make this work. So, we are regular Materialist, fanatic authoritarian, regular pacifist, and regular cooperative. Ultimately, probably not the most evil of empires, though we do have our people under an iron grip, just to make sure that they do exactly as we wish and we can find everything we possibly can. Of course, we get all the extra ethics and extra civics from the mod Extra Ethics and Civics Classic. All of the mods I'm using, by the way, in this video will be in the description, so you can see exactly what I'm playing with. I think I'm playing with 5 different mods, though of course we are focusing mostly on the Planet Modifiers. So for our civics, we have Immutable Hierarchy, plus 10 stability and plus 0.5 monthly influence. This is all about being able to spread very quickly. Extra influence straight away is always great, in addition to being fanatic authoritarian, giving us plus 1.5 per month as well. We're starting with plus 2 influence a month. That's pretty good considering the default is only 3. We then have Star Seekers and Star Settlers. These both have a very similar effect of just making it way easier for us to expand. With Star Seekers, our survey speed is increased, and we also have extra archaeological skill, which means we're going to be able to do all those extra events very quickly and find them very quickly. We even have a higher chance of discovering anomalies, and then we research them faster as well. As you can imagine, this is going to be key to finding as many events as possible in the first 50 or so years. After that, we have Star Settlers, meaning that our star bases are 15% less in terms of their influence cost, obviously really good for expanding, and we can get our colonies up and running faster with extra colony development speed and starting off with 1 additional population each. This empire is all about spreading and spreading and spreading. We then have Migratory. This is from the species diversity, which means we have a load of extra population growth from immigration. Normally I wouldn't pick this, but plus 30% is lovely. Then we have Rapid Breeders, Unruly, Quick Learners, and Deviants, and Death Worlders. And we'll get onto that in a second. As for our homeworld, I'm now realising I've misspelled, rather than Death World, it's Death World, and that's what I'm going to keep it as. We have a Primal World. This is from Planetary Diversity. The Primal World has been chosen because I love the concept of it. It's a very early world, which is still a little bit on the unstable side, and this world is great for extra alloys. I'm not sure if it's the best one for extra alloys, I can't quite remember each of them, but this one has a unique building you can build very quickly, which gives you loads of alloys and increases the amount of alloys you get from jobs. We're going to need a lot of alloys for everything we're doing. Naturally, that's going to be fantastic for us. And it also matches our origin. Now, these 3 origins are all from the Planet Modifier. So these, of course, I had to select. We have Death World, Rebirth, and Lost Project. Lost Project seems incredibly powerful, by the way. Plus 1 influence per month. At the cost of minus 10% research speed, I would gladly take that trade in almost every empire I play, unless I'm going super tall tech rush. I mean, even then, with the Gaia world to begin with, that is insanely good. You also get unique planet modifiers, 3 Elder modifiers. These can be utterly brokenly powerful. So, it's like... where are you? It's like Life Seeded, but significantly better in every way. It is just insanely good. We then have Rebirth. Your pop amenities usage is increased, but you do start with ancient ruins and ancient modifiers on your starter planet, which is nice. And then we have the more brutal one, which is what I'm choosing, Death World. Start on a very inhospitable and deadly world, a world that has forced your species to evolve into a highly adaptive and strong species. Start with 2 harsh planet modifiers, these are the negative ones, and you always get 2 random ones, some of them are a lot worse than others. You start with more blockers on your planet, which is just great, and you need more amenities and consumer goods on that planet. However, your species gets a unique trait in return, plus 10% habitability and plus 20% minerals and food from jobs. I just think it fits the theme of the Empire more. Honestly, Lost Project would work great for us to just spread everywhere, but we're going to go with the more difficult option. We're on a death world, the primal death world, where everything is toxic and wants to kill you. Kind of like the internet. Almost forgot to change my ships. We're going to use the avian ships. That makes the most sense. So with that, let's get going. Now, once we start, we will have the option to change the settings of the mod, the planet modifiers, so of course, I will be doing that. I'm going to make it a little bit on the extreme side, basically all the options. Oop, as I almost knock over a drink there, because I am smart and professional. There we are, we have the planet modifiers mod here. And what we're going to do is number of modifiers. You can have it as max, only 1 per planet, low, default, or high. We're going to set it to high. So there's always at least 1 modifier on each planet. I don't think that applies to the planetary diversity planets, things like the primal world, the storm world, things like that. But I could be wrong there. For galaxy age, we're setting it to old. This will increase the chance of ruins and signs of previous civilizations, and we're going to make sure all of these are on. In my first test, I actually got this wrong, and I turned them all green, thinking, oh, I'm turning them all on. No. You press to enable, it's now enabled. And I was wondering when nothing was working, and I thought I had some kind of mod conflict. Nope, it was just me being dumb. And so, we start the game. We're starting... oh, in the very centre of the galaxy. So, I'll be right back once we start seeing some of the unique things which can appear. I'm getting these researches because of my civics. Wow, yeah, consumer goods already down, and our amenities are going to be utterly dreadful. Okay, so, we need to find the new planet as soon as possible and get off the death world. Oh, no, it has one of the worst ones. Oh, God, it has 2 of the worst ones! This one actually isn't too bad because it's a capital, it can't be lowered in habitability. Resilient Parasites, and Arachnophobia. Both of these are modifiers from planetary modifiers. One of the parasite species on this world is withstanding all efforts of our doctors to remove it. Potential colonists are doomed to suffer in the long run. My entire species is riddled with worms. And then Arachnophobia. The world is overrun by packs of giant arachnids. Oh no. Minus 10% happiness, and even more amenities. Yeah, we just need to get off the planet. Simple as that. Use this planet for alloys, and make sure we shift our people off. As soon as you find a half-decent planet, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to actually pay to move them off. I have not seen... I've done, I think... was it 2 runs? I think I did 2 runs, but yeah, I've not seen a world that bad yet, so... Let's save up and get ourselves the magma mine, increasing our alloys. So all I need to do is quickly destroy our corvettes, get ourselves some extra resources, and then save up for some free stuff. The very first system, and we have something to talk about. So, Star of the Opera. I will actually be skipping quite a few of them because there are loads of these extra events, which I really like. While scanning the star, our science ship's onboard computers quickly detected repeating patterns in the radio frequency signals it emanates. An engineer recognized some of these patterns from a piece of music it once observed. This engineer proceeded to convert the patterns using a particular clear instrument and managed to produce quite a unique sound. A full recording of these patterns has produced quite a beautiful sounding piece of music. With the right equipment, you can practically hear the stars sing. So we either get incredible, or we can pay a little bit of influence and get some extra science from the star and a little bit of experience for our leader. Knowledge is our priority. What I like as well is you have a lot of these smaller events, which essentially explain why certain planets and everything have the resources they do. Why does this one have alloys? Why does it have minerals? Sometimes it's got a more interesting explanation. And then you have the extra stuff here. Lava geysers and heavy metal rich. Singing star. Oh, and we've also found another one, so dead planet. Getting really lucky with these early on. So with this one... Oh, I thought I could go a bit further with this. No, it's just another one where we can add some science. So it seems like being Materialist allows you to do this with pretty much everything. Sure, we're going to have a really high-level leader, which is great if you find some of the archaeological sites. You really can do that with every single one of them. I don't think it's really worth it, 10 influence each time for just +1 to all sciences, but I can't help it. Metal coral. I've just realised something. I said I was getting lucky. No, I have purposefully got civics to make this happen more often. Now, before I forget, because I forgot last time, we do also have this, a unique policy, which is the surveying policy. We can either send away teams, giving us more experience from discoveries in addition to extra rewards, but surveying speed is far slower, but we get even more anomalies, or we can have orbital mapping, doubling our survey speed, but decreasing the chance that we get anomalies. Obviously, we want as many anomalies as possible. We are purposefully pushing for that, so we are sending our away teams. We have found one of our precursor relics, and it's the orbital complex, sadly above a molten world. If you get lucky and get these above a regular world, the benefits can be very, very good. As you can see here, this one's giving plus 60% research. And it's also a valuable world, which allows you to terraform it even though it's a molten world, so I will be terraforming that as soon as I can if we get to that point in terms of our tech. Right now I'm just trying to survive and make sure I can still keep on sending out new science vessels. It's been a bit difficult. I have had to sell every single relic, and we have got a little bit lucky with energy from various events, but we're doing okay. The birds shall fly. Also, on my first world, the growth from immigration is 4.39, which I think is the highest I've ever seen this early in the game. Ever.
Anomaly found.
I also believe that once we research the orbital complex, we will get an archaeological site. Floating kelp, and a really grey looking gas giant there. The gas giant seems to have colossal kelp-like flora floating in its upper atmosphere. These floating kelp are hundreds of meters long and have giant leaves all tightly wound around a central tube filled with plant sap. A little bit of society research. And that's that one done. So I was correct. Over on this world, we do now have a Precursor Expedition, which of course we're going towards as fast as possible, so we can hopefully get a brand new relic. And toxic fumes. Ooh, pretty. Antarctic worlds are very, very pretty. Antarctic worlds are from planetary diversity. Lingering pollution, so that's from this. Whatever civilization left these structures behind has been really irresponsible with taking care of this world. For shame. -1 to all districts, at least all the regular districts. And then plus 15% physics research at least. Anything unique? Nope, just colossal crystals. Lethal undergrowth, so overgrowth here, undergrowth. This will give us 100 food for clearing it. But it's still blocking a lot of our districts. It's both a good and a bad thing. Discovery, plasmoid life. Scientist Lather on board the science vessel has made a substantial discovery on Trappist. Somehow, life comprised entirely of plasma has managed to evolve in this star. Unfortunately, the ship cannot venture closer for a better scan, as the sun's thermal radiation is proving too much for the ship's onboard sensors. We need more information. Allow an expedition.
Situation log updated.
We also just found a magma ocean somewhere. Oh, right next to it, in fact. Ooh, that's a pretty molten. Look how close it is to the star. Either way, though, could you please do the life one first? That would be great. Also, Lather, change your R for an X, and I'll like you even more. Scientist Lathrix. I was a scientist once. That could have been me next to the molten world. Now, I haven't seen this yet, but apparently on some worlds you'll get events upon colonizing them. And this seems like one of them which it might be. Unnatural world. There is something unsettling about this world. Explorers speak of hushed voices on the edge of hearing, and things moving unexplainably. Indeed, sensors do report this world sits slightly out of sync with reality. What sensor would say that? Exactly what would that say? Unnatural crystals. Oh, that's what it has. And a gorgeous sky. It is a really pretty world. And over here we have a fairly standard world. We have, well, just the normal effects, and then we have this one, which is one we're actually going to go for, which has an unusually thin atmosphere, giving extra physics research, but more amenities usage and less agricultural districts, and then constant sandstorms, increasing population, consume goods upkeep. And as you can see, I'm not reading all the descriptions here, otherwise we'd be here all day. If you're into really delving deep into your empire and figuring out every planet and its lore and how it fits into everything, this mod's definitely for you. It adds a lot of stuff like that. Or if you're more like me and just like more unique modifiers and everything, so everything's a little bit more, well, everything's a bit different, still seems very good. I am really glad I brought a Materialist, because I didn't see any of these extra things here in the 2 test runs I did. Is it really worth it? Probably not, but definitely fits the Empire. We're all about exploring. We are star seekers. By discovering plasmoid life, we get extra physics research. Ooh, living plasma extract modifier added, giving in the following effects. Plus 10% energy growth from... Wait, is that permanent? Plasma is valuable. This mod definitely makes your Empire a lot stronger, I have to say that much. Flowing hydrogen mist. Thick rivers of dense hydrogen gas can be seen flowing along the surface of the planet. An unusual combination of low atmospheric pressure and static attraction from the world's surface rocks produce these elegant, slow-moving rivers of dense hydrogen gas. And of course, knowledge is our priority. Someone else's problem. It looks like some uncaring civilization has used the planet as a dumping ground for their toxic waste. Billions of tons of radioactive, caustic and toxic metals and chemicals have been dumped spread across the surface of this world. Most of the dumping must have been done from orbit for it to have been so spread out. Cleaning this up seems like an impossible task, and doesn't it look so perfectly, divinely disgusting? But of course, knowledge is our priority. Not exactly important for the mod, but I've got to say, this Empire is horrendous. It really, really is. Star Settlers is a very, very powerful civic in the mod, but all this combined, it's just... Yeah, I'm not really setting up anything yet, and that's a little bit sad. Hopefully I'll get some more of the Precursors as well soon. Knowledge, priority, is our, of. Now, if you could go over here, please, and excavate that. Yep, your joint's our highest level, so you can get the Precursor Expedition done. Now, I haven't actually done one of these yet. I know they're how you get the relics, and I'm fairly certain, from what I've seen, they're essentially all the same, except the reward you get. And there's one per Precursor event. Or something similar to that anyway. So I am really keen to see what the relics are. There are loads of extra relics, and I think they're a bit, they're not as powerful as some of the other relics in the game, but you get them pretty much guaranteed, which, if that's the case, I'll be really, really happy. Meanwhile, with some lovely artwork there, we're mining out an asteroid. There are definitely positives to the Empire I'm playing, but they're not coming from the actual civics and ethics themselves so much. Only Star Seekers and then the powerful starter world. And apparently you can actually remove the parasites, it just costs a fortune. The Precursor Expedition base of operations. The expedition team has found a safe spot to set up camp. Additional equipment and personnel are being dropped off to the makeshift camp with small dropships. An expedition is now getting ready to search the nearby Precursor ruins. Nobody quite knows though why Lathrix is here and reading words which aren't actually there. Here's our homeworld, with giant arachnids and parasites as the world tears itself apart. By the way, most of our population doesn't even live past 10. And then we have these fellows in their homeworld. Got a pretty sky, hasn't it? It's a bit different. You got a pretty nice world there, bud. The Precursor Expedition has 2 more chapters unlocked. First of all, searching the unknown. The expeditionary team has been sent out along a narrow path alongside the first outer ruins. This to hopefully avoid any surprises that may lie on the main path. It will take some time before they reach an alternative way into the ruins. Followed by, old is an understatement. The team has made it into the ruins and have found it to be quite safe. Several small artifacts have so far been discovered along the route the expeditionary team has taken, trinkets, tools, but also small electronic devices. A cursory analysis reveals them to be over 100,000 years old. The supplies of the team are running low, so they are returning to base camp. Meanwhile, a secondary expedition team is heading out. Oh, that's interesting. I found some vaults, but this wasn't one of the Precursor... Well, it's one of the standard Precursor events. We just found the vaults. The research team, led by Dorakina, from the science vessel I'm not even going to try, has found something remarkable. Scattered across the mountain of this world are what appears to be small outposts. Further investigation reveals various hidden entrances into large storage facilities. Most lie empty, either looted in its ancient past or never filled to begin with. A few, however, contain untold treasures, both archaeological and technological in nature. The survey team reports that the outposts outside the vaults are still functional and can be converted to our technology with minimal effort. Given further study, the vaults may yield additional scientific progress or secrets. Research option gained, non-standard archaeologist safety gear. That's a mouthful of a bit of tech. What is it? Anomaly research speed increased by 20%. Ooh! Lathrix, and it is one of the Precursor Expeditions. Okay. Okay, yes, we need to go over there as fast as possible. We've got another one of the Precursor Expeditions over here. And on the world, it has Precursor Outpost ruins. Precursor Outpost ruins, which just gives it extra sensor range and housing. Nothing particularly interesting, at least in comparison to the one over here, which is like, oh, by the way, let's give you plus 60% tech. That's a bit better, gotta be honest, a little bit better. I love the concept of this. Clouds of life. Essentially, there is plankton in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. Just nice, simple. Adds a bit of flavour to the world.
Receiving.
New route. Our secondary expedition team has found a new tunnel system and has discovered they lead into a well-preserved 6-sided chamber, possibly leading into a bigger complex. The chamber has 5 of the doors, but they appear to be locked. Tools and equipment are being brought in to assist in breaching the locked doors. Continue with caution. A little bit unlucky there. We have the Precursor Mines, which is crazy, plus 50% minerals. But, it's on an asteroid where I can't actually terraform. I doubt I can ever terraform this, even though some of the other worlds I normally can't terraform, but you can because the whole... It's a Precursor thing. Ooh. What does that give? Plus 60% engineering and plus 30% alloys. The science expedition team, led by the scientist from the science vessel, has found something remarkable. A colossal crater marks this otherwise unremarkable planet, containing the remains of an archaic space station. Due to the extensive damage, not much can be gleaned from examining the wreckage, though our scientists suspect it belonged to a time-lost empire. Studying the effects of the impact could garner additional understanding of velocity, physics, and durability of massive constructs and planets. Engineers have set up a basic outpost for continued experiments. Whoa! 25 artifacts! And that's another Precursor Expedition, and yeah, that planet now has plus 60% engineering and plus 30% alloys. That's crazy talk! I like crazy talk. We're in. Also, just taking a moment now to say, right now I am selling all of my minor artifacts just to keep my economy afloat. Thankfully, we are also producing quite a few minerals and alloys, so it's not as bad as it looks, it's just not great. We have finally breached one of the locked doors. It looks like this is a rather large complex, part of the ruins above perhaps. Our expedition team is splitting up into groups of 2 in order to more efficiently explore the chambers of this complex. Who knows what they'll find, or what will find them. Record everything! I believe now this is the last of the chapters. It certainly looks like it.
Complete.
Bunker grid. Yeah, so these actually aren't giving us Precursor points towards finding the homeworld, are they? I like that, it's just more extra stuff. The science expedition team led by you are finding everything, aren't you, lad? Has found something remarkable. Let's have a look see at the stats first of all. The bunker grid has a unique building, the Precursor Bunker Command Center. Less orbital damage. I wonder what the command center is though. Ooh, and a really nice little extra energy, extra amenities from there. A massive planet-wide bunker system is all that is left from the previous Precursor civilization. As scientists surmise, they are the remnants of a galaxy-spanning conflict. Suffice to say, the inhabitants were not the victors. This is new. Update to drilling methods. Our colony on Xeamon Prime has made a request. The colony's mining division would like to deviate from the standard mining techniques and modify the drilling equipment to dig deeper in the planet's crust. While the surface of the planet provides ample mineral yields, their mining prospecting assessment team believes much richer minerals can be found if they dig deeper and more greedy. With your approval, they will begin a different method of drilling and should bring in more riches for the Empire. I don't actually have a choice here, but oh my god, plus 60% minerals. Up from plus 50. What? Well, that's the ultimate mining world. A small satellite was found in the orbit of the planet. It had been set up to continuously repeat a message until its power source drained millions of years ago. Like, millions? I thought it was only 100,000 years old. Wow, their age is very flexible here. We salvaged it. Oh, saying that, perhaps they've been around for millions of years, just the ruins there are only 100,000. It's hard to say. We salvaged this transmitter array, but could only recover a small portion of the transmission. The main purpose of the satellite was to apparently, to preach the dominant philosophy to neighbouring civilizations. The message speaks of the need to disconnect and to embrace true existence, which is very on theme for that empire, which I won't spoil either. This planet, when we eventually terraform it, since I guess it's one of the special ones, yep, it's a valuable world. Size 26. We'll have plus 20 stability, plus 20 amenities. That's really nice. And it's right next to us. Yay! We found a hot planetary core. One of the other Precursor expeditions is moving forward. Discover more about its hot core. The first of the Precursor expeditions has been finished. This is the one with the Singularity Drive. Endless rows of brightly lit databanks stretch out into the vast chambers. They each seem to have their own endless power units and are mostly still intact and running, despite the layers of dust and rock upon them. We're pulling as much data from them as we can, giving us the positronic microchip along with some influence and some relics. Ooh, we also get +1 to our research alternatives from now on. Okay, relic, what do you do? Whoa! +2 robot modification points, +2 gene modification points.
Tactical retreat. When
it's activated, it makes it far cheaper to modify a species. That is insane! +2 points for that. Never mind, I was saying they're a bit weak. No, never mind, that is incredibly powerful. Absolutely insanely powerful. As I'm hinting, it's quite powerful. Yeah, what does it say? 70% habitability. Oh, because I can grow these fellas now, can't I? Yum, little lithoids. I think I've skipped maybe 10 plus of these now. Protoplanet. Much younger than the other planets in the system. And of course, knowledge is our priority. This world has the endless forest. Massive forests, as far as the eye can see, cover this world, giving plus 30% food and +4 to max agricultural districts. Really does promote specialised worlds. They're receptive to us, but trying not to like us, but too bad you're gonna love us. What is that lovable? The strange eggs just gave us influence, but I've actually had... Ooh. Time-displaced planet? Okay, one second. The eggs just gave us a few resources, nothing else, but I have actually had that event before. In my test, it was one of the first ones I got, and it actually allowed me to spawn in xenomorphs I think it's like every 7 years I got a free army of xenomorphs, which is really nice this early in the game. So it seems like there's a chance you just get less. Now, over this planet. This world emits strange chronoton readings. Somehow this world has been displaced out of time. It is not known when this world was born, or when it is from. But it sure offers a lot of opportunities to learn about the nature of time itself. So is this another one of those worlds I can... Yep, it's a valuable world, which means I can indeed terraform it later. Giant mold blobs. Lovely. Okay. Ooh, and a thing. Ooh, in search of time. Okay, I really want that. I think that'll be the last one we do. That'll be the last of the archaeological sites we do, because it seems really interesting. We have finished off the next of the Precursor Expeditions. It looks like this was nothing more than an outpost. Few tools, containers, and barely noteworthy amenities are spread out in this place. Some old devices and weapons have been found as well. It appears to have been abandoned in a hurry. Though we did find a relic though, a cloaking device. Passive effect allows for the Stealth Tactician trait to randomly roll for your admirals. Cloaking device. For 120 months, gives the following effects. Combat disengagement chance plus 50%. It's alright. I mean, it's not the best, not the worst. It's a thing, you know? It's definitely a thing. Over on the world, with the Precursor Bunker Grid, the unique building is this, the Salvage Precursor Bunker Command. Giving +2 housing, minus 50% from orbital bombardment damage, +2 Precursor Bunker unit jobs, which both give loads of defense forces and some unity. Not really the best thing in the world, honestly, but I suppose if we were using this on a choke point, it would be amazing. Might eventually use it. In search for time. Strange readings. Readings taken on the planet indicate that all time fluctuations are originating from a point somewhere in the northern hemisphere of this world. It is going to take some time to pinpoint the exact origin of these strange time distortions. While all data indicates the source is at one location, previous in time and somewhere in the near future, the source was moved. Okay, and with time flowing backwards and forwards so frequently, it isn't easy to determine its current location. Oh, that seems so annoying. I found another precursor location, just giving quite basic extra stats, but also this, because it has a very hot core, it gives us a stacking terraforming bonus of 10% up to 30%. That can really affect how you want to play our empire. Oh, excellent, I was hoping I'd find one of these before the end. We have found a wondrous planet. Now, these are very rare. They have a unique trait to them, in this case, the discharging fields, which give plus 50% energy and plus 10 generator districts. Wow, that is a lot of serious energy. Plus the 20% from this. And they also have extra happiness and immigration pull. Essentially, they're just truly unique planets. A very unusual feature was discovered on this world during one of the first scientific expeditions on the surface. Our scientists were awestruck by the significance it represents. Of all the theories, all discoveries, all the worlds explored in the past, no one has seen something quite like this before. A true wonder of the galaxy. Strange stone structures cover large portions of this land, erratically releasing hazardous charges of electricity. Whatever generates such discharges is beyond our theoretical knowledge, as well as the conductive materials these stones could be made of. Also, the constantly charging magnetic fields seem to excite most electronic devices. Over time, we cleared the pollution from one of our planets. We found the current location of whatever is causing these time distortions. If there is such a thing as current on this world anyway, the fluctuations seem to be coming from a half-buried strange blue rectangle box that has been left on this planet. We're currently trying to get inside of it. Is it like, oh, I don't know, police phone box kinda size, maybe? We've finished another one of the Precursor Expeditions. The walls and ceilings of these chambers are extensively reinforced with neutronium and some kind of moving or living metal. They seem to repair most of the damage our tools did to the doors after we opened them. There are signs of firefights and explosions inside of the chambers, but the walls, floors, doors and ceilings all appear to be in pristine condition. This complex must have been some kind of bunker, or at least very heavily fortified. We get loads of minor artifacts, but sadly no relic. which is definitely the more interesting. After an extensive search across the ruins, the secondary expedition has recovered only a handful of small artifacts, some small devices, heirlooms and cultural artifacts, as well as a single working data slate. Most of the data has been lost, however, or has been corrupted. But fortunately, we've managed to recover some technological data. So we have a new tech which has been unlocked, which I believe is one of these two. Ooh, Starbase Outpost, influence cost -10? Yes, please. That is really great. And then we have the Soul Prism. Leader lifespan plus 40 years. Gain a random level 5 immortal leader, sharing an ancient soul. Well, I used it, but now other people can apparently attack me to claim the Soul Prism. There's a leader, it's an admiral. An ancient soul is sharing the body of this leader. It's simply max level. Oh, it doesn't have any other traits though. Curious. I'll have to use that again off cooldown if we're still playing, that is. I am getting very close to the end of the video because I don't want to go too much into spoilers. All the precursors have different relics, I think, or at least there are plenty more than what I'm getting, so I'm not spoiling too much, and I have skipped so many events in the video. I have tried to read this now 13 times. This is attempt 14. As I read so much, my dyslexia is getting worse, and I swear I'm just seeing a blur at this point. In Search for Time, the final one, the dock. So I called it. After multiple attempts, we've finally been able to get inside this strange blue box. It appears to be slightly bigger on the inside than the outside, only slightly. Inside, in the middle of the box, or room at this point, we found a strange spherical device. This device seems to have some time influence over other objects near it. The box, however, seemed to have amplified the effect substantially, albeit uncontrollably. Some notes were also found across the walls of this box, most are just drivel about time being a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. None mention a name or owner of this box and the sphere, except for one note, which was signed with the dock, giving us the Time Displacer. Whoa, that looks really cool. Secured. This effect grows stronger over time. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. Plus 20 to all research, which is very, very little, and then active effect, added for 120 months, the following effect, FDL speed plus 500%. That's interesting. And it only costs energy as well, so that's cool. It doesn't cost influence, because it's not really the most powerful of effects. But there we are, the Time Displacer. So with that, I am going to be calling the episode here. I'm not sure how long this video will be, because I'm not 100% sure how many of the events I'm really going to cut out. I've just been looking at the footage, I have read almost all of them, but I'm probably going to cut about 50-60% of them, just to make it not completely spoilerific, in case some of them are guaranteed when you first start. This was a load of fun. I don't think I would have all the settings on if I were to use this in a full playthrough, because not only does it take too long, I actually think it's a bit overpowered. The changes are insane. Some of them were just really, really powerful, but again, really fun. I love the fact it makes most of the worlds make sense, why they would have certain traits. That I really, really like. Things like the radioactive mantle, the nitrogen ice, just all these little details which make every world, every asteroid a bit more unique, and just gives a bit more reason to the disorder of the game. Absolutely adore that. All the events are well done, and apparently I am missing like 90% of them according to the stats on the Steam page, so would highly recommend this mod after this quick playthrough. Definitely recommend it, though maybe not if you're trying to be competitive and really learn the game, because, again, some of them are a bit powerful, though I think you could tone that down by either making them rarer in the settings or disabling some of the specific ones, especially the precursor ones. They seem a bit crazy. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Remember, in the description there is a link to all of the mods I've used in this video, and that will be updated if they ever change or anything, or at least I will try to update them if they ever change, because that has happened before in the past. And with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. If you have any suggestions for mods I should take a look at and have a quick showcase / experiment with, then please tell me in the comments. I do read each of them, and honestly, this was by far one of the most recommended I had seen in a very long time. Only Gigastructure really came close to it, and I will be covering that in the future, though it's going to be a much bigger undertaking just because it is such a crazy mod with so much in the end game, I'm probably going to do it as a full playthrough, which is going to take like a week plus to get the footage for. So, going to do a few more small mods first, because honestly, I'm having a load of fun seeing all the different ways you can play this game, and stacking all the mods together. Certainly has a very unique experience already. Thank you so much for watching. I need to take a little bit of sleep, because as you can tell, I'm not putting sentences together properly. Thank you, goodbye, have a lovely day, do take care, and until next time, toodle pip.